Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. O Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 18th Adhyay of Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. And Sri Krishna has just now completed telling us about the third type of firmness of mind. After having explained the sattvic firmness of mind, sattvika dhruti, the rajasic dhruti, now Sri Krishna explained to us the tamasic dhruti. Tamasic dhruti, which is governed by all those unfortunate qualities which are controlled by ignorance, which are controlled by darkness. And unlike the sattvic firmness, which is as steady as a rock, it won't move, that person won't move. The rajasic dhruti, person may make compromises. If it suits, that person's selfish interests, that person may compromise, that person may deviate from the path. But the entire intention is, I should get something in return. That entire focus is on the activities leading to dharma, artha and kama. And no kind of thinking about what happens to others. So that kind of dhruti, that kind of firmness exhibited as the rajasic firmness, and always expecting something in return for me. I am doing this, but what am I going to get in return? So that was the sattvic firmness, rock steady. The rajasic firmness, which has an element of compromise in it. If it is beneficial for me, if it is for my prayers accomplishments, if it is for my enjoying the sensual pleasures, enjoying my material pleasures, the worldly pleasures, then yes, I can compromise a bit here and there. Nothing, there is no quabbles about it. I don't have any hesitation in compromising my determination. That is a feeble determination. And having said that about the rajasic, then Sri Krishna said the tamasic type, the tamasic dhruti is absolutely unfortunate. First of all, it is born of ignorance. It is durmedha. It is a stupid firmness. It is durmedha dhruti and no vimunchati. This durmedha dhruti, the stupid firmness of mind, being not like the firmness of mind of sattvika. Come what may, I will not deviate from the path, because sattvika path is chosen on the path of liberation. It is on the path of righteousness. In case of tamasic, there is the unrighteousness is considered to be righteousness, like Sri Krishna had already told us about the sattvika karta. Sattvika karta feels all the unrighteous is righteousness and starts working on that. Similarly, the tamasic karta thinks all the unfortunate is fortunate. Everything that is not to be done is to be done. That is the tamasic attitude of the tamasic karta. Now, the same attitude continues with the firmness of mind. That which is to be abandoned, this person will never abandon. And that is the stupid firmness of mind. People are telling him, Baba, you will get destroyed. You are getting destroyed yourself doing this. Doesn't matter. I am going to work on that only. I am going to work like that only. And that stupid firmness of mind, Sri Krishna says, will never ever abandon those qualities which are actually bringing the person down into the depths of ignorance, into the depths of misfortune. And what are those qualities? Lethargy, the sleep, swapnam, yaya swapnam bhayam shokam vishadam madam evacha. The swapnam, the lethargy, the sleep, always in own dreams as if, which is not going to be a reality at any point of time. Any of our dreams, are they real? Nothing. When we wake up, gone are the dreams with that phase of dreaming. Whatever we might have seen in that dream, everything vanishes the moment we wake up. But the person with the tamasic attitude fails to give up that notion, oh, that was a dream, the dream has gone. No, he sticks to it. This is what I want. This is what I want to enjoy. So swapnam, bhayam, the fear. Fear also he cannot give up. Because he feels that if I give up this fear, what will happen to me? He's always afraid. He is always afraid lest any misfortune befall him. But he's already under that phase of misfortune. He's already in the under the spell of that wrong happenings. Shokam, crying again, the grief. Nothing is going wrong. So what else can this person do? He keeps on grieving, he keeps on crying, he keeps on, getting down in that mode of sorrows and miseries. The shokam, vishadam, again, nothing is right. So what else can a person do? Always be despondent. Always be in that mode of despair. Always be in that mode of frustration, dejection. That is the vishada. And on top of it, with all these, the person cheating himself that nothing is wrong, I am okay, but still nothing is going right. In spite of that, that tendency of madam, the conceit, the tendency of high-headedness. I mean, look at this, the most ignorant way of being egoistic. That is the absolutely negative ego. Now, Rajasic person is egoistic. He has the capabilities, therefore he is egoistic. He may be right, he may be wrong, that is a different matter. He may compromise the path for his own personal gains, that is a different matter. But that ego is far better than the tamasic ego. In spite of nothing going wrong, in spite of nothing in the positive in his kitty, nothing, no positive attributes in his bag. In spite of that, this person is so adamant, is so high-headed, the madam, that quality of madam kind of destroys him. That quality of madam is most detrimental for the tamasic firmness. And that's why firmness is there, but firmness is there all on the negative side. The firmness is there for all the wrong reasons, for which the person should never be firm. Now, having explained to us all these in details about the firmness of mind, which is purity itself, which is mediocre and which is of the lowest ignorant type of firmness. Now Sri Krishna is going to tell us something more about our why we tend to work in certain manner. All our jnana, all our the karma, all the karta qualities Sri Krishna has explained. Sri Krishna has also explained to us about the threefold dhriti and threefold what was that? Threefold buddhi, the intellect and the firmness of mind. Now, all these things, they are leading us to certain state, the certain frame of our existence. And what is it that we are looking for? What is that we are struggling so much in the lifetime? We are all struggling to gain little bit of happiness, isn't it? All our efforts, all our struggles, all the things that we are doing is to gain that moment of happiness, that momentary happiness we are all seeking. All the beings are seeking that momentary happiness, whether the being is a human being or the lowliest of the low being. The entire struggle is towards happiness. Now, this happiness basically is the function which is leading us to liberation. Yes, that is, happiness leads us to that moment of contentment. Once we are happy, now that happiness, Sri Krishna says that happiness is also of three types, which is reflecting whether we are going on the path of liberation. So Sri Krishna now has extended this threefold teaching from the jnana, from the karma to karta, from buddhi to the firmness of mind. Now Sri Krishna is going to tell us about the threefold happiness that we are all striving for. We are all striving for happiness, but Sri Krishna says even this happiness, this sukhaṁ, is bound by the three gunas. And this sukhaṁ is the thing which is going to determine our future course of action. Sri Krishna now, let us see this 36th shloka of the 18th adhyaya, where Sri Krishna is making an introduction of even this happiness we are striving for after doing all this karma, after understanding all this threefold jnana, karma and karta, after understanding the threefold buddhi and the dhriti. Now Sri Krishna says even the sukha that you are hankering after is of three types. Sukhaṁ idānīṁ tri-vidhaṁ śṛṇu me bharatarṣabha abhyāsād ramate yatra duḥkhāntaṁ ca nigacchati. Sri Krishna says this sukha which ends all the sorrows, this sukha which ends all the ignorance, this happiness, sukhaṁ idānīṁ tri-vidhaṁ, even this sukha tu idānīṁ tri-vidhaṁ, even this sukha also indeed is of threefold. śṛṇu me bharatarṣabha, O great among the Bharatas, O great among the descendants of Bharat, this sukha that every being is hankering after is also threefold, is also governed by the three qualities. Sukhaṁ tu idānīṁ tri-vidhaṁ. Hear it from me now. Now Sri Krishna is telling about the threefold sukha. Now what is that sukha? Further Sri Krishna is telling us about is abhyāsād ramate yatra duḥkhāntaṁ ca nigacchati. Abhyāsād ramate means which this sukha is attained only by rejoicing in great practice. Great practice results the abhyasa. Abhyasa is practice, practice, practice. Keep on practicing. Keep on practicing the path of yoga. This abhyasa, this sukha, ramate abhyāsād. This sukha you will get only after consistent practice. And what is the end result? Duḥkhāntaṁ ca nigacchati. This sukha, nigacchati, this sukha attains to duḥkhāntaṁ, that is the end of all sorrows. Now, such a beautiful temptation Sri Krishna is giving us. lead that path of sukha, which is again of threefold, and this path of sukha, which is attained through constant practice. It leads to elimination of all sorrows, all miseries, all the unhappiness, all displeasure. This just removes all the negativities on the scale of sorrow and the happiness. So this is what now Sri Krishna is telling us, going to tell us about the threefold happiness that all the beings are striving after. It is the search for happiness that gives impetus to life. All the life comes into existence in search of happiness. All of our struggle is towards search of happiness. We all want happiness. We all want peace of mind. We all want calmness. But how to get it? Sri Krishna says there are ways. That the ways Sri Krishna has already told us. But Sri Krishna says even this happiness that we are striving for, this happiness we are each and every being is hankering after, is of the threefold. There is no being in any region that does not want happiness. You ask anybody, you want to be happy? Of course, nobody will say no. Nobody will ever say no to if that person is going to be happy. Immeasurable is the effort exerted by beings in this direction. All our efforts, whatever we are doing, all our struggles, or the entire existence is towards seeking that happiness. Still, it is not the same measure of happiness that all obtain. That is the problem. We all are seeking happiness, but we see some people are more happy than others. Now, when some people are more happy than others, what is it in others that they are lacking in getting that level of happiness that the other contented people are getting? That now Sri Krishna is going to explain in this. Like a flash of lightning, it appears before a few, but before they behold it all, it disappears. Their happiness comes to us. Happiness comes to us for a moment, and suddenly that happiness vanishes and the sorrow takes its place. That moment of joy, it comes just for a moment and suddenly it just vanishes and comes the moment of sorrow. And that moment of sorrow, that moment of unhappiness, that moment of displeasure is much longer than that tiny moment of the joy, the pleasure, the happiness that we experience. It goes on endlessly. Yes, a moment of joy and 100 moments of sorrow. A moment of happiness and 1,000 moments of unhappiness. A moment of pleasure and tens and thousands of moments of the pain. So this is what is happening in reality in this worldly life. We are all seeking after happiness. But that happiness, that joy, that pleasure, that the soothing kind of feeling is only there for a moment for some. But for some, they are immersed in happiness all through the life. Now, what is the trick? What is the trick of some people experiencing the happiness, experiencing the sukhaṁ to unlimited extent? And what happens? Why is it that people like us, we experience that happiness just momentarily, and rest all the moments they are filled with sorrow, they are filled with grief, they are filled with unhappiness, they are filled with pain? Why this happens? Now that Sri Krishna is going to explain. There are others to whom the enjoyment of happiness is like pouring water into a leaky pot which knows no filling up. This is what exactly happens all around us. There are people we see day in and day out. They have not seen even a single instance of being happy. They are always in that state of despair, like the tamasic pravritti of firmness of mind that Sri Krishna had told us. They are always in the mode of despondency. They are always in the mode of grieving. They are always in that sorrowful mood, but they won't deviate from that path. They won't deviate from that. That is the unfortunate firmness. So there are, Sri Krishna says, people constantly hankering after happiness. Some get it bountiful, some don't even see the happiness throughout their lives. As it is being sought after from the world, it vanishes away into oblivion because we are seeking the happiness in the world. Still, attempt to enjoy happiness goes on endlessly. We are all striving, we are all after it. Some of us we get, some of us we don't get, but those who get, they don't lose their efforts. Huh? They are constantly seeking happiness, although they never get to see even a fraction of that happiness. They become heirs to unobstructed delight bordering, like the waxing moon. Their joy is ever on the increase. In case of some people, they are always in happy mood. They are always in that moment of bliss. Now, what makes them different from the others? There are some people who will rejoice this happiness. Once in a while, it comes and goes. There are some who are always in the flux of happiness. There are some for whom it is dwindling. It is coming and going. And unfortunately for some, the happiness never comes to their life. Now, what is it that makes this difference? Sri Krishna says that abhyāsād is a powerful weapon to modify our mode of life. Constant practice of evolving ourselves. That is what leads us to the happiness. We have to constantly practice. We have to constantly be on that path in a most determined manner. Only then we can see that light of happiness. But if that practice is not constant, if that abhyāsād is not constant, if that abhyāsād is we do for some time, then we give up. If that is the attitude, then we see happiness for a moment, and then the happiness also goes. So Sri Krishna says this abhyāsād has to be constantly followed, practiced. Then you get that happiness. But then Sri Krishna says this happiness again is of three types. So in this 36th shloka, Sri Krishna has just introduced us to that element of happiness which is going to make us happy forever, which is going to put us into that blissful mood, because that is our real nature. We are part of that Satchidanandam, and that Anandam nobody can snatch away from us. It is our birthright. In fact, it is our only right. So that sukhaṁ, that Anandam, now Sri Krishna is going to elaborate further on that. Till then, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami Ji.